Well, it is very interesting that there are people who are not expected to be leaders, but actually they show up being leaders. One of the greatest perception about leadership that a leader should be powerful, should be great, having a big title, and wherever it goes. This is Marketplace Media, an online platform that engages, equips, and encourages believers to say in Uwezekana. If this is your first time being here, I encourage you to hit the subscriber button and let us know where you're watching us from, so that every time when we YouTube every time when YouTube uploads a new video, we shall be able to notify you. Happy Easter 2024. My name is John Kimani, and today we want to talk about 5 free true leaders in Easter season. These people, when you look at them, they are just and this is the criteria somebody might be asking. These people are true by the mere fact that they were not famous. In other words, the very little that was written about them. Number 2, they did not have any official position, and if they had, it was so small, it was so insignificant. Number 3, and I think we've said it, there is very little, if anything, that is written about them. And so I just want to encourage you to hit the subscriber button, so that you can like and share about this episode as we discuss the 5 retro leaders during Easter season. And here the list goes. The first person, of course, to come into the 5 retro leaders that we can talk about. Here we go. The first leader that we can talk about is somebody that is called Malchus or Marcus. Now we can read about this guy. There's a lot that is written about him, but we can read about him. By the way, every gospel, the 4 gospels talks about them. The gospel of Matthew chapter 26 verse 51. Mark has an account in Mark chapter 14 verse 47. Then there is another story in Luke chapter 22 verse 50 to 51. Then there is a story from John 18 verse 10 to 11. And it is very interesting. Another interesting thing that we learn, it is only John who actually tell us the name of the attacker and the person that was attacked. And this we read in John chapter 18 10 to 11. And I think it is very important for us to read this story, so that we are able to see that a person. Okay, so this is John. Let's read John chapter 18. We'll read verse number 18 to 10. So here we go. Now Simon Peter had brought along a sword. He now pulled it over and struck at the servant of the high priest. The servant's name was Malchus, and Peter cut off his right ear. Jesus told Peter, "Put your sword away. I must drink from the cup that my Father has given me." Okay, very, very interesting passage there that we learn of what Peter actually, the goal was to know the names. It is Peter who attacked Malchus, and he almost killed him. And Malchus was a servant of the Jewish high priest Caiaphas. He was on a mission to arrest Jesus, of course, and the instruction. He was just what we call accompanying. He was just going there, not necessarily to arrest Jesus, but he was under mission. He was under command, of course, by Caiaphas, who really wanted him to carry lambs, so that arresting Jesus would become an easy job. And then his right eye we almost lost his right eye. And actually we see two important things by this report. Number 1 is that the information must have been reported by an eyewitness who was able to tell that this is the right ear and this is the left ear. The mere fact that he said that Peter struck down his right ear shows that he was present. Then number 2, very interesting, is that the real intention of Peter was actually to behead him. We want to imagine when the sword came swinging, that this guy swung his head on one direction, and so he missed being his neck being chopped off. And then it's very interesting for us to say that the name Malchus simply means my king or my kingdom. Question: what key lessons do we pick from him? And they will come first. They are four from Malchus. Number one, leadership is about protecting retro people. And this is what Jesus Christ actually did when Malchus' ear was cut off. Jesus did two things very important. Number one, he rebuked Peter for his impulsive, foolish action. And despite being a member of inner circle, Peter was scolded publicly and immediately. And I think this is very important for leaders to understand, that there are moments in our lives, much as we advocate for private rebuke and reprimand, there are times when that rebuke needs to come first and publicly. And this is a time when Jesus Christ did not even waste time. He did not miss his words. He simply told Peter, this is very long. And it is very interesting that for Peter, he was a slow learner. He never picked up his lesson. Remember, there was a time when they were up there in the Transfiguration mountain just a while ago, and Peter said, why don't we stay around here and let's build some shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one, I don't know, for Elijah. And Jesus actually rebuked him again on the face and said, get behind me, Satan, because you do not understand the agenda of God. And I think it is very important for us as leaders. We believe that it is very important for leaders to learn to do a rebuke. But the big issue is, and a lot of pastors actually get us wrong. Now, the kind of rebuke that you need to do, you need to do it seasoned with a lot of love and understanding. Okay? And then number two, the kind of rebuke that you do it, you need to